I've ridiculed everyone on the roster. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
So there's a rumor out there that Okada is completely done with New Japan Pro Wrestling, which I did hear about it a couple weeks ago, where he announced that he only had a couple more matches and that he's basically done with New Japan. Now, the main rumor that everybody's hearing is that Okada is going to sign with WWE. Now, here's the issue that I have with Okada signing with WWE. And I know I'm going to get a bunch of WWE marks up in here. They're going to get butthurt and everything. But the reality is, not always signing with WWE makes you a star. Because that's what I've been seeing. People saying, well, if he signs with WWE and he goes to NXT and then he goes to the main roster and then he goes and wins the SmackDown and wins the Raw and becomes the biggest star in the world. But slow down. You first have to think has it always worked out in that way? Because I don't know about you guys, but there has been other top names that have come from New Japan, and well, they didn't work out, right? Now, you can say, well, it was Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon was the one that hindered their career. Was it truly Vince McMahon, or was it just the product that WWE is? Now, I've been seeing a lot of people say, oh, Triple H has made wrestling a lot better. Has he really? Has he really? And we'll cover that in another video, because I don't truly believe Triple H has made wrestling better. Now, has he made strides to try to make it better? Potentially. But we will see, because it's going to be a long time before we actually see the influence of Triple H. Now, when it comes to Okada, I think he is a mega star in professional wrestling, but he's a mega star to the hardcore fans, not these casual WWE fans. If you understand what I'm talking about. If Okada shows up in TNA, he's gonna get a reaction. If he shows up in AEW, he's gonna get a major reaction. If he shows up in GCW and any other promotion out there where you have to be looking for a wrestling show, not just a WWE show, he's gonna get a reaction. He's gonna be known. If he pops up in WWE, yeah, he's probably not gonna get that big of a reaction. Now, there are some hardcore wrestling fans that do love watching New Japan Pro Wrestling, but let's be very frank. Let's be very frank, guys. WWE consists of mostly casual fans, specifically kids. Do you really think these kids are going on YouTube or having other streaming platforms or watching other wrestling shows and knowing who all these other wrestlers are? Or do you think they just wear their purple pink shirts, their John Cena t-shirts, their Seth Rollins, their tribal sheath? Those are the guys they know, and those are the guys they only know. Do you really think these parents that maybe take these kids to wrestling once in a while or anytime they're in town and maybe allow them to watch for a little bit wrestling or something like that, do you really think they're out there showing little Jimmy who Okada is, who Moxley is, who all these other guys are? No, come on, let's be honest, okay? Now, do I think Okada being in NXT is a terrible idea? No. I think if they book him right, he can be a major star in NXT. Not enough to, I don't know, let's say, if they were to go head to head with AEW for version 2, AEW would still whoop their ass, but he would still be a better product than what they have right now. And I'm sorry if you really think NXT is that good of a product. It's not. It's not, okay? Now, with Okada, whew. But here is the problem. If he gets to WWE, and WWE decides to, you know what they usually do, right? Is give you a makeover. And they decide to change this guy's name, gimmick. Because who was the other guy that showed up and then all of a sudden he was like a Back to the Future kind of a wrestler? Yeah, that gimmick didn't work. Who was the other guy that was the original go to sleep? And what happened? Yeah, you could say injury stopped him from becoming a major star. Sure. We can say it's just that. But let's also look at Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura was a mega star in New Japan. He crossed over to NXT, and guess what happened? They actually let him keep his name. That was very impressive. He was a major star in NXT. Once Nakamura made it to the main roster, I mean, let's be honest, did he ever ascended to the stardom that he should have been? This guy should have been world champion multiple times. I'm just saying, I think Okada, I'm not saying he should go to AEW. I'm not saying that. But I would definitely think twice before signing with WWE and having them be the guys to push me. But, hey, he's going to do what he's going to do. I would just look at all these other wrestlers. Specifically, if you want to look at wrestlers that have come from where he has come. And look at how they've treated them. Sure, he's going to make a lot of money. He's going to make a lot of money. That's good. That's always a good plus. But if you want your career to end up in the limelight of John Cena, Randy Orton, Triple H, Ric Flair, Brock Lesnar, those types of guys, it's never worked out that way for New Japan Pro Wrestling guys or women. But maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe Shinsuke Nakamura is actually glad the way his career turned out, because at the end of the day, he was the Intercontinental Champion. He was the NXT Champion. Never made WWE Champion, but hey, nobody wants to be WWE Champion, right? Or does everybody want to be WWE Champion? I don't know. We'll see.
I just leveled up, I thank God. Straight from the mud, now it's time to get the pie.